Is it a crisis? Some of the rumblings amongst Liverpool fans last night after their humbling defeat to Tottenham in the first leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final. Maybe that's too far of a stretch. To say it is a crisis for Liverpool would be an overstatement because of how well they've done this season and how incredible they have been able to, develop across the season, starting at Ipswich, and we're here now in January. Liverpool haven't won in 2 games. Hence the title. Is it a crisis? I'm Sarib, as always, here to try to break down another Liverpool game which they've not managed to gain victory. And again, this time in the Carabao Cup semi-final. Guys, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. We're on the road to 20,000 subscribers. From all of us at BNR, we all appreciate it very, very much. But let's break it down. Liverpool were not good. They haven't been in the last 2 games against Manchester United. I did a video on that. They were very, very poor. Go check it out. Last night at Spurs, I was at the game. And from what I saw in that match, it was appalling. No desire to go and win the ball back. No desire to run. No desire to do anything. But that's not a discredit to Spurs, because I thought Spurs were magnificent. And just because Liverpool are poor doesn't take away from the brilliance of Ange Postecoglou's Spurs side, which we'll get onto definitely a bit later on in the video. But Liverpool were nothing shy of, far from their best. Maybe it's a mid-season dip. Maybe it's a crisis. Maybe it's in between. It's finding which one it is for Arne Slot, because I thought he got things very, very wrong today, and he has been doing so in the last 2 matches, especially with his substitution, I think. But going into this game, Liverpool needed a reaction after that humbling draw at Anfield against Manchester United. Liverpool didn't get that reaction. Arne Slot didn't get that reaction from his players. And it can happen. Football is a long old season. Some were saying the title's wrapped up. I was one of those. Some were saying we're going to win a quad. Some were saying we're going to win nothing. But one thing's for certain. When you take your foot off the accelerator, when you take your foot off the gas, results like this are very, very possible. Tottenham were missing 9 or 10 first-team players. Their goalkeeper, who was magnificent, making his debut, was incredible in that match. That Kinski was really, really impressive for me against an attack that's been firing the likes of Salah, Gakpo, especially Jota coming in. We know he can get a goal. Curtis Jones, who I thought was very, very poor again on the night. We'll definitely break down some of the individual performances. But first of all, guys, let's have a look at the lineup that Liverpool played at Spurs. And Arne Slot, we praise him for his superiorities in matches where he's able to make changes and he's able to make, decisions to the 11, and Liverpool still play at a very, very high level. And today, he made a couple of changes from that game against Manchester United. Jarell Quansah coming in for Ibrahima Konate, Connor Bradley coming in for Trent Alexander-Arnold. A lot of noise around that. Costa Tsimikas coming in for Andrew Robertson, and Diogo Jota coming in for Luis Diaz. So a couple of changes for Liverpool, changes that, invited. Tsimikas has been, on the fringes since he's come back from injuries. Had a really, really good game against Southampton a couple of weeks ago in the Cup as well. Robertson has not been at his game. Bradley in for Trent. The whole scrutiny about Trent's contract situation, his performance against Manchester United came under huge eyes and wasn't a great performance. Diogo Jota coming in for Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz, who has been in great goal scoring form, especially the last 2 or 3 weeks, where he scored against West Ham, scored against Tottenham. Very, very impressive. Jota coming in. He's come back from an injury. He got a goal in against West Ham. He's starting to get a bit of a run in. Arne Slot needs to give his players some minutes. And Jarell Quansah in for Ibrahima Konate, which was expected. Konate has just come back from an injury. He needs to, he's 2 games in a row, 90 minutes against United, which I think was forced, because I think Jarell against Rasmus Højlund, I thought Quansah may have struggled. But Quansah coming in against not too physical of a side with Spurs, don't really have a real presence there. Dominic Solanke is one of those, but you look at the attack, you can deal with that. So, changes that, you may be able to expect. A lot of people were saying Federico Chiesa, Kelleher, but they were not named, and Chiesa didn't even come on. And we'll get on to Federico Chiesa, I'm sure, down the season as well. But the lineup was fine. I had no issues with the lineup. I thought, Kwanzaa went off injured 20 minutes, but Arne Slot then confirmed that it was an illness because Kwanzaa started the game really, really sloppily, giving the ball away. Liverpool didn't look confident, and they didn't look like they're going to threaten Tottenham's goal very, very much. The Nunes made a save in the second half when he came on, but generally speaking, Liverpool didn't threaten the Tottenham goal as much as I thought they would. They didn't get many shots off goal. Kinski, whatever his name is, did very, very well. So it was just one of those performances where you look at Liverpool, is it a crisis? They were not able to, break down Manchester United at ease. They were not able to break down Tottenham at ease. But I do give credit to Ange Postecoglou. I do give immense credit to the way he organized his team. Normally, we associate Tottenham with playing a very, very high line. I think he understood what was going on. Liverpool scored 6 a couple of weeks ago at Spurs. He decided to drop the line a bit, and I don't know why they didn't do it sooner. This is not me calling Ange naive, because I can accept a manager, sticking to his guns, and I can appreciate a manager that has a clear idea and clear principle to play football. But when you play against the top sides, your Cities, your Arsenals, your Liverpools, your whoever Spurs play, Villa's coming there as well. Villa obviously beaten out that ground a couple of months ago as well. You have to drop your line against these quality players, especially when you don't have your personnel like Romero, no Udogie, no Van de Ven. You have to drop your line, and no Vicario as well. You have to just adapt, and you maybe just play on the counter there, because Tottenham have quality. Kulusevski, Son, Solanke. These are players that can cause any team in European football, not just the Premier League, a whole sort of problems. And Solanke, by the way, who I thought was very, very good. He doesn't get the credit he deserves, Dominic Solanke, because maybe of Spurs' position in the league and because of his price tag. But I thought he's been an exceptional signing. He was at Liverpool as well a couple of years ago, and I never could have predicted that this would be, one of the top forwards in this country. You look around the country now, you've got Watkins at Villa, Kane's at Bayern Munich. For England, not the country, I mean England international level. You look at Kane, Watkins, Tony's at Saudi Arabia. Liam Delap, who's had a very, very good season at Ipswich. And you look at Dominic Solanke, he's definitely in and amongst that now. And I wouldn't have ever predicted that when he was at Liverpool going to Bournemouth, and he had the very, very barren run where he couldn't buy a goal. And now he's had a goal ruled out yesterday, which is marginally offside, but he was causing Van Dijk a lot of problems. There's not many times you see Virgil van Dijk lose headers in a game, but Solanke did very, very well in that game against Van Dijk. And that's not to say Van Dijk didn't have a good game. Van Dijk was exceptional in the game, and he was arguably Liverpool's best player, and he at times marshalling that back four by himself. And I think a lot of people need to take responsibility, because Virgil van Dijk in the last 2 games, if it wasn't for him, Liverpool would have easily lost those games. And it's something we need to address, because everybody's spoken about the brilliance of Ibu Konate and the elegance of Wataru Endo coming in, slipping as a centre-back, who I thought, again, was pretty decent. But Liverpool need to go and sign a centre-back. It is the utmost, it has to be the utmost priority that Arne Slot, Richard Hughes, Michael Edwards sit down together and they go through a shopping list of defenders that they could sign. There's so many out there they can go and get. Liverpool are already in a kind of defenders crisis, sorry. Joe Gomez is out injured. Ibu Konate has just come back. Virgil van Dijk is Virgil van Dijk, and he's not got age on his side. That's not to say Virgil van Dijk is not a world-class, brilliant, the best defender in the world, because he is. And he's also out of contract in the summer, and there's a lot of scrutiny around that as well. So you have to go and sign a centre-back, because you can't rely on Gomez, Konate, Van Dijk, and Kwanzaa, who's played half a season of top-flight football, and he's looked nothing like he did last season. So Liverpool need to do that. But I thought Spurs were brilliant. I thought Spurs had a game plan and they executed really, really well. And maybe Spurs weren't brilliant, but I thought Spurs were a lot better than what they were against Newcastle. One thing I do want to point out, though, and I haven't mentioned it in my videos so far, is the refereeing decisions. And I think the refereeing in this country is an absolute disgrace. How Bergvall wasn't sent off in that game is beyond me. It genuinely is beyond me. How Liverpool weren't awarded a penalty with that kick on Curtis Jones is beyond me. Some of the decisions in that match were abysmal. I don't think the referee let much go. It felt like every 5 minutes there was a foul being pulled back, no advantage was being played. It was a very, very stop and start match, and it was not a good watch from both sides. But Tottenham had a game plan and they executed their game plan brilliantly. And you have to give Ange Postecoglou some credit, because although Liverpool, made it easier for Spurs, I think Tottenham had a clear way of playing and they execute it really, really well. And that's just to the credit of Ange Postecoglou, who is also under real threat as well, because of the form Spurs are in, the players they have injured. But you have to also factor in that Spurs are missing a lot of players, and they are playing Liverpool virtually full strength, bar Kwanzaa. But that is that's one of Liverpool's stronger 11s, and Tottenham basically restricted them to nothing. And it was quite embarrassing, really, that you score 6 against a team a couple of weeks ago. You go there a couple of weeks later with a bigger injury crisis that they have now, and you're unable to break them down. But again, I don't want to make this about refereeing decisions, because Liverpool had a lot of time in that match to get a goal. And I do also want to say that I hope Rodrigo Bentancur, I thought that injury that he had was really, really sad. And it's really, really like, I hate to see quality players go down when no one's around. Those are the worst kind of injuries, when you see a player go down and there's nobody around him. But they then put a tweet out Tottenham, and I think he put a tweet out himself saying he's okay. But I hope he's all well, and I'm glad to see that he's okay as well. But generally speaking, Bergval had a very, very good game. Questioning if he should be on the pitch or not, like I said before, is another matter. But this puts Tottenham in a good position now, a confidence booster for a team that they couldn't buy a win. Newcastle just kind of beat them on the weekend. Liverpool put 6 past them a couple of weeks ago. Tottenham needed this. They needed a result, and they got a result, especially at home, because Tottenham will go to Anfield in a month's time, and I'm pretty sure they are going to be under a Liverpool rampage, a bombardment of Liverpool, attacks. Going to have everybody available, hopefully, for that game as well, fit and ready. Like Konate is going to be with the squad, but it's a long while away. There's a lot of football to be played until then. Tottenham have got Tamworth in the FA Cup away. Liverpool have got, who have Liverpool got in the FA Cup? They've got, I forgot the team. Who are we playing on the? I can't remember the team. I genuinely forgot. I might be very restricted. Accrington Stanley. That's it. Liverpool have got Accrington Stanley on the weekend. So it's very, very important that Liverpool bounce back from this, because Tottenham have got a kind of easy fixture away at Tamworth. Liverpool have got Accrington Stanley at home, another easy fixture. So for Liverpool, it's very, very important. They've got a big week coming up. Nottingham Forest next Tuesday. Some people are calling it the title race decider. Some people are calling it the El Clasico of England this season, which I don't get. I don't know. Atletico Madrid away, I think, is a better example to use. It's like saying going to Simeone's Atletico Madrid, Nuno Espirito Santos, going to the City Ground. It's not going to be easy for Liverpool, but they need to bounce back. They need a reaction. Slot got it wrong. Substitutions were wrong. Nunes did nothing in the game. Diaz was a bit more, he looked a bit more spicy on that left wing than Gakpo did, because I thought Gakpo was poor as well. I thought Mo Salah was very, very poor. I thought Trent Alexander-Arnold, to his credit, was really, really impressive when he came on, and it was really, really nice to hear from the Liverpool supporters that they were behind him. The scouts are in our team, and hopefully it shows that Liverpool fans are still behind him with the majority. So I think, good vibes. We need to keep this run going. Arne Slot's first defeat of 2025. He only loses 1 game a year, so it's nice to see that he's got his yearly loss out early. But it's not been a good start to the year for Liverpool. Man United, we should have been beating them at home, especially Tottenham in a poor run of form. We should be beating Tottenham, but thank God it's 2 legs. Thank God we've got another game to kind of put this away. But yeah, guys, it's been a good season for Liverpool. You can't deny it. Although some might call it a crisis. Is it a crisis? Is the question. It's not a crisis. It's definitely not a crisis for Liverpool or Arne Slot. But it could very quickly become one if they lose against Nottingham Forest, because that's when a lot of questions will be asked, because 6 points ahead at the top of the Premier League. Forest can cut that lead to 3. Liverpool still have that game in hand. But then you're looking at Liverpool thinking you were a couple of points, you were quite far ahead in the league, and you've let it go now. So I think it's important that this question doesn't become more and more apparent as weeks go by. But I do think it's in Liverpool's hands. They are in control of their own destiny. Let's just hope they keep it this way. They beat Tottenham. We can potentially go to another final in a month or so's time. If we beat Tottenham at Anfield, we could go even further in the league. We could go further in the FA Cup. So a lot of football is still to be played. Nothing's yet decided, even though I think the title race is more or less done. And that's not a knock to Liverpool as well, because I think they've been incredible. I just think teams around them are going to be dropping a lot more points. But guys, it's been Born and Rent. It's been Sarib. Is it a crisis? No, it's not. Like I said before. But guys, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. A lot more content is coming your way. I've also started my own YouTube channel, which I will link in the description below. I will be starting my own journey on YouTube. I will still be associated with Born and Red. Asim, Gene, and Avi have been pushing me to start my own, and I've finally taken initiative to do that. A lot more content is coming your way, not only for myself on this channel, but on my own channel from Asim, from Avi, and Gene. They'll be putting a lot more effort in as well, which they have been. They have been going 7-8 days in a row now to give you content, and I've been posting a lot more videos for you guys, and a lot more will be coming. Liverpool are in control of their own destiny. It wasn't a great performance against Tottenham, but let's hope we can put it right against Accrington Stanley on the weekend. 12:15 kickoff on Saturday. We play the early game. So another chance for Chiesa, Endo, a lot of players that, won't be getting games. Nunes, Dan's, a lot of players I want to see. Nallo, another one to kind of use the squad well for Arne Slot. So hopefully Liverpool can get back to winning ways, which I expect they will do against Accrington Stanley. Forest again, they need to do it. But Liverpool are in control of their own destiny. Liverpool are still on they are on a good run. They've had a good season. Let's hope the next 5 or 4 months, Liverpool can sweep up and end it with some glory. It's been Sarib from Born and Red, and I hope to see you soon. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. The race to 20K is on, and we can't do it without you guys. Thank you for all your support. As always, take care and good night.